Yo guys, and as you can tell by the thumbnail and by the title of this video, I am back with another review, and as you can tell, it is the Smackdown review that happened last night, and it also is the Smackdown of the Clash in Paris. And yeah, I'm at a loss for words really about what happened at the end of the night. We'll get more onto that. I'm not going to talk about it now, because if I start talking about what happened at the end of the night, this video is just going to be about that for like 15 minutes, and then I'll forget to speak about the rest because this video has been too long. So I'm going to leave that until last. But yeah, as you can tell by the thumbnail, if you saw on the thumbnail anyway, I did give this week's Smackdown a 5 out of 5 for obvious reasons. If you know what happened at the end, and if you haven't watched Smackdown, I would definitely watch the last 20 minutes of Smackdown. But if you know what I'm talking about, what happened at the end of Smackdown, you'll know that this 5 out of 5 is literally probably the main reason to why I gave Smackdown a 5 out of 5 last night. Because if I had to rate it like overall, if that didn't happen on Smackdown, it was something different, this Smackdown would have not been that great. It would have probably been like a high 3 out of 5, but that ending segment made last night's Smackdown a 5 out of fucking 5, because yeah. Anyways, I'm going to be speaking about the ending ending segment quite a lot. So I'm going to quickly start the video now. And what happened at the beginning of Smackdown last night was John Cena. And as soon as they started with John Cena, I had it in my head that what was happening at the end of the night was definitely going to happen, because it was the main event of the whole of Smackdown. So I knew that as soon as John Cena's music hit. But anyways, we started with John Cena, and John Cena explained that he debuted 23 years ago in Chicago in red tight shorts and slapped the shit out of, or punched, he slapped or punched, I think he punched actually. He punched Kurt Angle, and that was his debut, and his debut was in Chicago, Illinois. And officially last night it was John Cena's last ever Smackdown. He will never be on Smackdown ever again. And it's quite like a kind of one, because I've never been a big John Cena fan, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I have, because I haven't. I've always not really enjoyed John Cena. If I'm being brutally honest, I've always chosen the one that he's going up against most of the time. There'll be the odd occasions where I was Team Cena, but 90% of his rivalries I was his opponent, because I know I never connected with John Cena a lot of these other like WWE like fans did. I don't know what it was about John Cena that I didn't connect to. I just personally didn't connect to him. I connected to the likes of CM Punk and Edge and AJ Styles and Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, like all people that he would like go against. I would kind of connect with them more. I've just never been a fan of John Cena's, like just never. But I've been watching wrestling since I was 10 years old, and I'm 25 now, so it's been a long time. In October it will be 15 years that I've watched wrestling, like not continuously. I had a little break during the COVID era, so from like 2020 to like 2023, but I would still get the games, and I still watch clips of it here and there on YouTube throughout those years. Like I didn't completely like just not watch anything to do with wrestling. I would watch bits of it here and there, so I still kind of watched it, but not properly, not weekly. But yeah, so it'd be 15 years in October that I've been somewhat like, no matter if it's playing the games or watching just clips of it here and there, for 15 years I've been doing that. But obviously those breaks I did just watching clips and playing the game, but the other years I've watched it every week. And John Cena is obviously a big part of that. He's a massive part of my childhood when it comes to wrestling, like massive. So to hear that last night's Smackdown was his last ever Smackdown that he will participate on in a promo way, in a wrestling way, in any type of way, is very, very sad, and it's really it's not starting to hit me yet that he's actually like officially like retiring. Like, it's not really hitting. Yeah, it slowly is, but the fact that last night was his last ever Smackdown, it's starting to hit a lot more that this is really real and this is happening. So he just did a segment last night where he just let everything off of his chest, and there was no like writing down, it was just from the heart, and yeah, it was an emotional one last night. And then it got interrupted by Sami Zayn. And he was booed out of the building. I'm not too sure what Chicago done to Sami Zayn. What Sami Zayn done to Chicago, because they were booing the hell out of him for some weird reason. I honestly don't know why. But Sami Zayn came out. Obviously the fans weren't happy that he interrupted John Cena. He thanked John Cena for what he done for him 10 years ago when John Cena done an open challenge. A US Open challenge, and Sami Zayn beat. I don't know if did he beat John Cena for the US Championship? I think he might have done, but I'm not too sure if he beat him or he didn't. I don't know. I don't think he beat him. I could be wrong. But yeah, I literally got a memory of a goldfish. I blame it on the autism, because like I feel like that makes my brain like forget bits and pieces of stuff. But I can't remember if he lost the championship to John Cena or he won it. I will put it across the screen. I'll have a look after I film this, and I'll have a look to see if he beat him or not, because I don't think he did. I think he just gave Sami Zayn the opportunity to face him for the United States Championship in an open challenge, but I don't think Sami won. No, I know why I'm getting it confused. Kevin Owens won his championship on his debut. Sami didn't, I'm pretty sure. On the main roster, I mean. So yeah, I think that's what it was. But I could be wrong, but I'll have a look afterwards. But anyways, Sami Zayn thanked him for what happened 10 years ago, and said that can he carry on the tradition of doing the Sami Zayn Open Challenge. Well, obviously, John Cena didn't call it Sami Zayn Open Challenge, but can he carry on the tradition? And John Cena said, yes, you can carry on the tradition. So hopefully now, weekly, we're going to get Sami Zayn US Open Challenges, because that would be sick. So hopefully that's what we're getting from now on, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. And then John Cena said yes, you can carry it on, and then Sami Zayn wanted to do an Open Challenge today, well, not today, but you know what I mean, last night on Smackdown, and he wanted John Cena to be his opponent for the US Championship, and John Cena accepted it. And then we got a fantastic match. I gave it a 4 out of 5, a low 4 out of 5. So the beginning, like, few minutes were a little bit sloppy. There was a little bit of incidents here and there. My stuff went a little bit wrong. But overall, it became really good from like the middle part to the ending part. So I did give it a low 4 out of 5 because I really fucking enjoyed it. And it was a very good match. But then it got interrupted by the returning Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. He came not running down the ring, he came walking down the ring, took out the referee, F5 Sami Zayn, and then done the F5 twice to John Cena, I'm pretty sure. And it ended in a no contest, because obviously Brock Lesnar got himself involved in the match between John Cena and Sami Zayn in the US Open Challenge. So we did get a impromptu United States Championship match last night between John Cena and Sami Zayn, which I felt was a very good throwback to Sami Zayn and John Cena doing the exact same thing 10 years ago, but obviously the other way around. John Cena was the US champion and Sami Zayn interrupted and accepted the Open Challenge. This time it was the other way around. Sami Zayn's the United States champion and John Cena done the Open Challenge by accepting it. So I like that we got that little throwback. I don't know why Sami Zayn was booed that badly. I really don't. I'm a bit confused to why, but it is what it is. But yeah, after that, Brock Lesnar said backstage, "I'll see you at WrestlePalooza, bitch," and that was that. So we have had it made official that at WrestlePalooza, 2 weeks today, it will be John Cena versus the Beast Incarnate Brock Lesnar at WrestlePalooza. And I'm actually excited for it. Don't get me wrong, I don't like Brock Lesnar. I've never liked Brock Lesnar. Just found his wrestling sense of, like, his wrestling style to be way too aggressive, to the point that it just made matches very boring because it was just the same things all the time. So I've never been a fan of his. Still not a fan of his. Never liked him. Still don't like him. But it's one of John Cena's classic rivalries, and I guess in a way we all have to be grateful that we're getting as much of classic rivalries with Cena as we possibly can in this short time that John Cena's given us, because obviously he's not doing a full schedule. He's kind of doing a part-time schedule. I would say, I wouldn't say it was a full-time schedule, so we do have to be grateful for what John Cena is giving us, well, WWE's given us, but we've had a few classic rivalries here and there, and Brock Lesnar was one of them. So yeah, that is officially happening at WrestlePalooza, 2 weeks today. Come on, guys, I'm back, sorry about that. The next segment we had, well, not segment, but one of the matches we had last night was Damian Priest versus Aleister Black. It did start by Aleister attacking Damian Priest before the match even started. They brawled for a couple of minutes outside the ring, and then eventually it was brought into the ring and the bell was rang. And we got a decent, wouldn't say it was a 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 5 match between Damian and Aleister, but we got a very high 3 out of 5 match between both of them. Definitely want to see it again, but more brutal next time, because those two can fucking hit. Like, the elbows that Damian does, the kicks that Damian does, the kicks that Aleister Black does, the hands that he throws, like, it's going to be like a UFC/MMA type fight between those two, because their styles are kind of like MMA/UFC fighters, or kickboxers as well in there as well, throw that in there. So it's going to be absolute banger when they're able to properly cook, because as I'll see what happened at the end of last night's Smackdown, they wanted that to be as long as possible, so everything was kind of cut a bit shorter with everybody, because obviously there was a massive return that happened last night, so everything was cut a little bit short. And I think if they didn't do the return last night and they'd done it at some point down the line, like WrestlePalooza or something, I feel like that match probably would have gone for a little bit longer. But no matter how long it was last night, it was still a very good match, and I'm definitely very excited to see the best of 7. Like, I would want to watch 7 matches like of this. I think that's the first proper match that they've done. Yeah, cause I think the first time they were supposed to fight, it just ended in a brawl, and they didn't actually properly have a match. So I mean, this is the first time that they've actually had a one-on-one match in the ring. I could be wrong, it could be the second time, but even if it's the second time or the first time, I definitely want to see this another 6 or 5 times, because I really enjoyed last night's match between those two. Aleister Black did pick up the victory, though. So yeah, I definitely see how it carrying on. I think Damian Priest should probably picked up the victory last night, because I feel like that would have made sense for Aleister Black to be annoyed that Damian Priest beat him, so they'd be able to carry the rivalry on. I mean, they could still carry the rivalry on if because Aleister won last night, but I feel like it would have made sense if Damian won last night. But it's what it is. I just hope we get it to see it again and again and again and again. I'm sorry that the light keeps going like really bright and then dark. The sun obviously keeps going in and out, so it's making my quality go really light and then really dark. But yeah, apologise for that. And there we go. See, now it's going really dark. We also got announced that next week on Friday Night Smackdown we will see Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre in a one-on-one match. I'm presuming that's going to be when Cody Rhodes returns, because obviously he's been filming Street Fighter at the moment, so I feel like he'll be obviously filming. I think they started filming it yesterday. Yesterday. Yeah, I think yesterday. I think they started filming it yesterday, so I presume they'll be filming it for the next like 5 days, and then he will fly to wherever Smackdown is. I can't remember. I think it's in Milwaukee, but I could be wrong, or Minnesota. I don't know. It's in somewhere anyway. Beginning with M, I'm pretty sure. I could be completely wrong with that, but yeah, I can see Cody Rhodes returning during that. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, we've got it announced next week that we'll see Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre. We also got it announced that Brock Lesnar will be live next week on Smackdown, and obviously no appearance from John Cena because that was his last Smackdown last night. So we're just gonna get a promo with Brock Lesnar. I don't know how long it's gonna be. I don't think it'll be very long because he doesn't really talk on the mic, but I guess we'll have to wait and see what he says. I'm very interested and intrigued, I can't lie, to see what he has to say. He doesn't really do promos, that's not his thing. When he used to do segments in the ring, it used to be Paul Heyman speaking for him, because obviously he was the advocate of the Beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar, so he never really spoke apart from the odd occasion, but rarely, so I'm very intrigued, I guess, to know what he says next week on Friday Night SmackDown. And we also got it announced that we're going to see a women's title match between Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton, so I'm fucking down for that. So we've got 2 banger matches, possibly a Cody Rhodes return, and Brock Lesnar doing an in-ring segment. So SmackDown's looking pretty decent next week, and I'm very, very excited for it. And I also wrote down on here, Julia defended her title. What? Lol? Because this is literally, she's been champion for technically 70 days now, but she's been champion when they filmed it last night for 69 days. And it was her second title defence in 69 days. She's had that championship for over 2 months, and she's only defended it twice. That's literally the second time was last night. Twice. Like, what is Triple H doing? Does he just not like people defending their titles or something? Like, that was her second title defence in over 2 months. Like, what the fuck? But it was a decent match with Michin. I have to give him that. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't have any interest in Michin, and I don't have any interest in Julia. When Julia first debuted on NXT, I was quite intrigued with her look and just how she wrestled. And when she debuted on the main roster, I was very intrigued. But ever since they put the United States Champion on her, it's like Triple H doesn't give a fuck. So it's just gone all downhill from there, to the point that I've got no interest in her anymore. And it's sad because she's incredible in the ring and she's got a credible look about her. But she's been paired up with Kiana James, and she's only defended her United States Championship twice. Like, and has no proper like storylines. I don't understand what the hell Triple H is doing with her, but it just made me lose my interest in her like completely. So I'm not gonna lie to you, I watched bits of the match here and there. I did give it a low 3 out of 5 because I felt it was actually a pretty decent match between the both of them, and I would definitely want to see it again. If they actually have a proper feud that I get invested in. But from what I saw of it, it was decent. But I'm not going to lie to you, I was on my phone for a lot of it, because I just have no interest in it. Because, yeah, she just doesn't really defend her title, and I just got no interest in both of them at the moment anyway. But, yeah. And now we are on to the main event of what happened at last night's SmackDown. As you can tell, look, I didn't write that much for SmackDown last night, not including this. That's all I wrote. So a lot didn't happen on last night's SmackDown, and I think the beginning segment was very long, and then the middle was like, because they had to do everything like quite quickly because of what was happening at the end of SmackDown. So I can understand why the middle of SmackDown was not the greatest, but what happened at the beginning and parts of the things that happened in the middle, like the Aleister Black vs Damian Priest match, and I guess Julia defending her title finally, and just what we got announced also for next week's Friday Night SmackDown, and then obviously the ending made this a 5 out of 5, but it was very close to being a 4 out of 5, but what happened at the end, I could not give this show a 4 out of 5. I felt that'd be really offensive to the person that returned last night if I gave SmackDown last night a 4 out of 5, because she doesn't deserve that. But anyways, the main event of SmackDown last night. Holy shit. I've cried about 4 times. Like, not like proper like tears out my eyes, but like my eyes have, yeah, been very teary, because I keep seeing TikToks of like her coming back with really sad music, and it keeps making me fucking tear up. And I've been wanting this for a very long time. Oh Jesus, and she's a massive part of my childhood, like a massive part of my childhood. I saw her in 2012. Yeah, I just never thought this was going to happen. I never thought Punk was going to come back, and I never thought person that we'll get onto very, very soon would ever come back. I was at a loss for words last night. A loss for words. I don't know how to process it really, because it's just that it's been a thing for the past year and a half that everybody's wanted, and it finally came true last night. And I don't know what to, honestly, I don't know, man, it's crazy. I've got I've barely any fucking words for it. I can't literally speak. It's just, yeah. Anyways, we started with Seth Rollins. I wasn't expecting Seth Rollins to be there, I'm not going to lie to you. I was expecting it to start with Becky Lynch, but we started with Seth Rollins. And I was very intrigued because I did have a prediction on what I thought was going to happen. I expected Seth Rollins to come out, and then I expected him to trash talk CM Punk. CM Punk's music would hit. He would no shine. No shine? What? He would no show it. Seth Rollins would say something along the lines of, I knew you couldn't face me like a man. His music would hit again after Seth Rollins trash talked him again for a couple of minutes. Again, CM Punk no showed. And then Seth would start getting angry because CM Punk's music has hit twice and then he never showed up. But on the third time, instead of it being CM Punk's music hit, it was the person that returns music hit last night instead of CM Punk's for the third time. She would come down to the ring, slap CM Punk. CM Punk? No, she probably does that sometimes, but no, she would slap Seth Rollins, not CM Punk. And then Becky Lynch would come, with music would hit, she would come running down the ring, those two would be brawling with each other. Then Seth grabs the returning part, I'm not saying her name because I'm leaving it until the end, would grab her off of Becky Lynch, and obviously Seth put his hands on his wife, CM Punk's wife. CM Punk would come, his music would hit, he would come running down the ring or appear out of nowhere, he would start brawling with Seth, and then there would be a massive brawl between all four of them. But it didn't go like that. But when Seth's music hit first, I was really expecting it to go the way that I just explained that I thought it was going to go. But he just spoke trash about CM Punk pretty much for like 30 seconds. Not horrible trash, but it was a little bit. And then he introduced his sexy, the greatest, what did he call her? My sexy, intercontinental, best female wrestler in the world, Irish wife, something along the lines of that anyway. Becky Lynch, her music hit. She came walking down the ring, trash talked every sport, about Chicago, so the Chicago Cubs, the Chicago Bulls, how trash Chicago is, even though Seth Rollins is near enough pretty from Chicago, what the hell, he's pretty much from Chicago, he's not, but it's like a very small town that pretty much classes as like kind of like mini Chicago, because it's literally right next to it, and everybody goes to Chicago, drives to Chicago because it's easy to drive to from Iowa, which is where Seth Rollins is from. So trash talking, the fact that also Seth supports all like 90% of Chicago teams was a little bit funny, because Becky was trash talking them all, even though Seth Rollins is a Chicago Bulls fan, and I think she left out the Chicago Bears though, actually. I think that's the only one she left out. I'm pretty sure Seth supports Chicago Bulls. I mean, he might not, but I know he supports Chicago Bears, and she didn't trash talk Chicago Bears. She trash talked everything but Chicago Bears, which is what Seth Rollins supports. So it's a bit funny because she's trash talking Chicago sports team, but yet her husband supports the Chicago sports team. So I found that to be quite hilarious. But yeah, and then she trash talked CM Punk, and CM Punk's music hit. It took forever to come out. I was like, what the hell was going on? Because I was actually expecting AJ Lee's music to start hitting instead of CM Punk. I was expecting them to play CM Punk's, and then because he took so long to come out, I was expecting them to then switch the music to AJ Lee's, but obviously that's not what happened. I wasn't meant to say her name yet, but it slipped. But anyways, CM Punk came down to the ring, called Seth Rollins a coward because he's standing in the skybox and won't come down to the ring. He kept saying that this has nothing to do with you, and then Becky said this has everything to do with me. I'm surprised you're here. How is your face feeling? How is your pride feeling? And then Seth said something else. No, Seth, not Seth. Becky. No, fucking Jesus Christ. Punk said something along the lines of, "You don't think I have?" Because people started chanting AJ Lee's name, and then she told him to shut up, and then they're like, "No, let them chant AJ Lee." And then he said something along the lines of, "This is Chicago. Don't you think I have people that I can call in for a favor? Do you not think I have shooters? Do you not think my sister will jump over the barricade and fight you if she had to?" Or something along the lines of that anyway. And then Becky was like, "Oh, and then which one? And then he was like, "Don't you think I could call Bailey and she could come down to the ring and fight you? Don't you think?" Well, then Becky said, "I'll beat her too. I've beat her too, or I'll beat her too," or something like that. And then CM Punk also said, "Don't you think I can call in a favor and ask for the Eradicator, Rhea Ripley, to come down and beat you?" And then Becky said something anyway, and then she started slapping him again, slapped him quite, I think about 6 or 7 times again, and then obviously done the thing with her head again. Punk, what is that? I don't know why she keeps turns into a rhino. I don't know where the hell that comes from, but she turns into a rhino. And then CM Punk left the ring. She went, "Oh, are you gonna leave your hometown? You pathetic, you're a coward," all this stuff. And then he went to the top of the entrance ramp and said, "I ain't gonna put my hands on that lady, but I got someone who will." And then we waited about 6-7 seconds, I want to say, and then we heard AJ Lee's music. What the actual fuck? What the fuck? AJ Lee, after a long 10 years, or even more than that, it's been 10 years and 2 months, it's been so long, has finally made her return. Well, 10 years and 1.5 months, if you want to be specific, has made her return to WWE. Like, the fuck, man. Like, what the fuck? I was really expecting it to be Rhea Ripley, but then when he said Rhea Ripley, I was like, actually, it's not going to be Rhea Ripley, because he wouldn't have mentioned Rhea Ripley if it's going to be Rhea Ripley, the way that he did anyway. So I was like, it's not going to be Rhea Ripley, it's going to be AJ Lee. Like, it's going to be AJ Lee. But a part of me was still thinking it was going to be Rhea Ripley. Yeah, I didn't film my reaction. I was going to, but I didn't. I just wanted to be in the moment. I just really wanted to be in the moment. I didn't film CM Punk's reaction, so I was like, you know what, I'm not going to film AJ Lee's. Do I regret not filming my reaction? No, I don't. I enjoyed it. I've got that memory from me. And I was in that moment with my brother, who doesn't like being on film, for one. So even if I'd filmed it, I would have felt a bit bad for like my brother, because he don't like being on film. So I wanted him to enjoy the moment as much as I wanted to enjoy the moment, and I was like, I don't want to film this. I want this to be a moment for, you know, me and my brother to be excited about the fact that AJ Lee has made her return, because he's not into wrestling as much as I am, but he's watched it here and there, because me and my brother, my other brother, was a massive fan of wrestling. He's not watched it for a couple of years, but he started to watch it again now because AJ Lee's back. But I've watched it for very, very long, and so my brother's like been in and out of watching it, but he knew how much I wanted AJ Lee to come back, and he watched the whole segment with me. So I just didn't want to film it, because I wanted for me and him to enjoy it without worrying about him being on camera. And I just honestly just didn't. I was too nervous. I was shaking from head to toe. literally from head to toe. My feet was on this TMI. My feet was sweating. I was hyperventilating because it's been a long 10 years of me wanting her to come back. I used to watch clips of her all the time, of her like doing interviews and stuff, and when CM Punk came back, I was like, there's a chance of AJ Lee coming back. There really is a chance of AJ Lee coming back. And there was so many moments where she could have come back and she just didn't come back. And I was starting to lose hope, but what happened at last week's Clash in Paris and what happened at Monday Night Raw, and also her doing a wrestle crate as well, it kind of put it in stone for me and set it in stone, is that the same? That she was definitely coming back. I just wanted to quote Jeff Hardy, wanted to live in the moment in that situation that happened last night with her return. So I left my reaction to me and my brother, and didn't film it, not even for just me to look at. I didn't film it at all. I just kept that for me, without my phone. I didn't go on my phone. I just sat and just lived in the moment when AJ Lee come back last night, and I'm so glad I did it that way, because I feel like my reaction, if I had filmed it, wouldn't have been 100% a legit reaction, because I don't know, my reactions tend to differ when I'm on camera, because I know I'm filming, so I don't react the way that I personally want to react. And I would say I was up on my chair a lot, my gaming chair right here. I was sitting on it like a frog, the best way to explain it. I kept standing up on it as well. I also laid on the floor. I don't know why I laid on the floor, but I laid on the floor. Done the exact same thing to CM Punk, just laid on the floor. Just kept saying, what the fuck, oh my god, no, they've actually done it, WWE's actually done it, and just shouting the most random shit, to be honest with you, and just bright red, and just, again, went into frog position on my chair. I don't know why I went into a frog, because I turned into a frog for some reason, and I just enjoyed it with my brother, and I'm so glad I done it that way, and I'm so glad I didn't film it, and I kept my reaction off camera and enjoyed it, and live again for the third time, just like Jeff Hardy, lived in the fucking moment for that. And also my mum came running up the stairs as well, very excited, so I'm glad I didn't film it. I just enjoyed the moment. Oh fuck, man, it's been a long way in. My like her inner child like healed when she came back. She's helped me a lot in many ways that I won't get into, but just personality wise, I don't know, not personality wise, but just mental health wise, I'd say that. Dress sense wise, me finding who I really am, identity wise. I'm not going to get too much into that because it's a bit of a dodgy topic for some people that don't agree with, let's just say, the T community. And if you watch my videos and you have watched my 50 Faction, you'll know that I'm a trans man. Not really said that much on camera, but it's the second time I've said that. I said it in my Get to Know Me when I returned to YouTube earlier on this year, I think. But I'm a trans man, and I don't care what anyone else. If you've watched this whole video, I don't give a fuck what you think, because I'm one of these people, luckily and thankfully, that I really don't care what you think of me, and I've always been like that. I really don't care. So if you're gonna start calling me something else and whatever, you can go ahead and do it, because you won't see me crying in the comments and crying in videos and coming at you, because I don't care, because I know who I am, and I'm grateful that I found myself out, and I'm happy who I am. And AJ Lee and CM Punk are two of the people that really helped me to figure everything out. So I'm forever grateful for AJ. Really has healed an inner child in me when it comes to wrestling. I think she's done that with a lot of people, and I'm forever grateful that she's decided to come back and to team with her husband for the very first time properly as husband and wife. Yes, they've done stuff together, that sounds a bit weird, were in WWE, but not as husband and wife or even as girlfriend and boyfriend, because they started dating in 2014. It was maybe late 2013, but I think it was 2014 they started dating. I'm pretty sure that's what AJ Lee said, or well, AJ Mendez said, or Punk said, but I can't remember. But I'm pretty sure it was 2014 they started dating. Yeah, it was definitely was 2014, 100%. And obviously Punk had left WWE, so they didn't actually get to do anything because as girlfriend and boyfriend, or now obviously they're being wife and husband. So this is the first time as an official couple, as husband and wife, that they are doing something together in WWE. And it's literally a dream match for me, because I've got 3 of my favourites in the same ring doing a whole rivalry together, because I've loved Seth since 2012, since he debuted. Obviously was very angry with him in 2014 when he turned on Roman and Dean Ambrose, but 14-year-old me was not very happy about that. But after, when the 2015 happened and he cashed in on the Roman and Brock, again wasn't very happy with that, but then started to really love Seth. So been an on and off situation with Seth, but I've loved Punk since 2011. And at the beginning of 2011, because he was my new favourite when Edge left in April 2011. I started to become a fan of CM Punk, so it's been a long time, 14 years I've loved CM Punk, and then AJ since 2012. So it's been a long time of like those 3 I've been a fan of, and I've always loved Becky Lynch as well. Becky Lynch's always been in my top as well, but not one of my favourites, but she has been up there, sure, 100%. But yes, I don't know, this is just crazy. It's surreal. It's surreal, doesn't feel real. Crazy, healing, exciting, happy, sad, but in a good sad way. Emotional, I guess, about what I should do. Just every emotion I can think of, apart from angry, is and disappointed, like the horrible ones, is what I'm feeling right now. Not angry and disappointed. It's just it still don't feel real. And I also, 15 minutes after Smackdown went off air, I brought AJ Lee's top, so I had done it very, very quick. Got in there quickly because I knew they were going to sell out. So I literally, 15 minutes, probably not even that, I literally brought AJ Lee's t-shirt straight away. Kind of gutted it doesn't come out until late October, but at least I've got an AJ Lee t-shirt on its way. So yeah, that was very quick of me, but I'll be getting everything of AJ Lee's. Because I didn't get any of her stuff when she first released merch, because for one, I was a child, and for two, I liked AJ Lee, but there was others that I was a bigger fan of. So Paige, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, that I would get their merch over AJ Lee's, because obviously I was a child, so my parents and my grandma and granddad and uncle had to buy me stuff, and they weren't going to buy me every t-shirt because they could be expensive, so I had to pick a few, and unfortunately I never got AJ Lee ones, because I was just into other people more than I was into her. I was into her, but not as much as other people, so I never bought any AJ Lee merch. But adult me done it in 15 minutes and bought it straight away, because there's no way I'm missing out on getting AJ Lee merch. No fucking way. But yeah, guys, that happened last night. Have I watched her return more than once? 100% I have, yes, of course. I've watched it probably about 100 times, if you count how many times it's been on YouTube, on TikTok. But yeah, it don't feel real that I'm actually saying that AJ Lee is in WWE. Like, what is happening? Like, CM Punk and AJ Lee are in WWE. Like, what is going on? I don't even know what to think, what to say, how to feel. Just happy, and childhood is healed, and I'm very thankful for them both. Yeah, guys, like I said, this was a 5 out of 5 Smackdown. Let me know in the comments down below, what was your ratings of this week's Smackdown. Do you agree with me with a 5 out of 5? Do you think it was a 4 out of 5? Do you think it was decent, so it's 3 out of 5? Do you think it was meh, So it's a 2 out of 5. You think it was fucking awful, you never watch the Smackdown again. It was one of the worst Smackdowns of the year. And if you do think that, what the hell are you thinking? And you gave it a 1 out of 5. But yeah, guys, I probably will do a Raw review for Raw, because I'm presuming AJ will be on it to speak. I'm hoping, anyway, I presume. Can't see why she wouldn't. Yeah, no, she will, 100%, got to be. But yeah, I will definitely do a review for Raw next week, 100%. I did say in the beginning, not beginning, but in this video, that I would write down on the screen about the John Cena and Sami Zayn situation, but I'll just write in the description, because I like to keep this Raw with no editing, so I'll put in the description if I was right or not. But yeah, anyways, guys, this has been Charlie, and this has been the Smackdown review, and officially AJ motherfucking Lee, the mother of the wrestling, women's wrestling, the chick buster, the woman that made crazy, what was it? What did Michael Cole say? What did he say? Oh, the woman that made crazy cool. Yeah, it's back in WWE, and I am forever grateful, happy, excited to see what happens next, and yeah, it's been Charlie, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace.